Max wrote the number 92 and 46 hundredths. The digit 6 in this number has a value of blank. This problem wouldn't be too difficult, but they did try to do something tricky. Instead of giving me the number, they wrote it in word form. First, I have to change my number from word form into standard form. I want to know what it looks like. They did give me one big clue. When they wrote the number, they used the word and. We talked about this yesterday. When I see a number in word form and they use the word and, what goes in its place when I write the number when I write it as a number? What should I put here where they write and? Kylie?
Decimal?
A decimal. I'm going to turn the word and into one big decimal. Because I want a reminder, this is a decimal number. I'm going to make a quick place value chart. And I know I'm going to need some decimal place values. It tells me hundredths, so I know I'm going to need all the way to the hundredths. This first decimal place value, what is the name of the first decimal place value? Haley, what's the name of the first decimal place value?
Did you call me or somebody else?
No, that was Kaylee.
Yeah, it's just my computer doesn't let me. It like glitches at that time for some reason. And it sounds like me.
Oh, okay.
Tenths.
Tenths. Very good. And I always write those little reminders to myself. Tenths are dimes. I've got to go a little bit smaller than the tenth. What's the next decimal place value? After the tenth, we have what? Haley, what's the other one?
Hundredths.
Hundredths. And again, I have some reminders for myself. These are pennies and 0.0. Okay, but I also need some place values in front. I know that right next to my decimal, I have the ones place, but if I look at what they gave me, it says 92. I can't fit two digits into the same place value. I'm going to need another one. What's the other place value? The one right in front of the ones place. Bradley, what place value is this?
Tens.
The tens place. Okay, I think I have got enough place values now. I know where the decimal goes. So I'm going to look in front of the decimal and then behind the decimal. Front of the decimal, it says 92. I'm going to write 92. Put my decimal. Then I'm going to look after the decimal. 46. 46. And they want us to focus on 6. The digit 6 in this number has a value of blank. What place value did the 6 end up in? Kylie?
The hundredths.
The hundredths place. So, Kylie, if you were going to pick one of these answer choices, which one would you pick? F, G, H, or J?
H.
H. Very good. It says 6 times 0.01. Look at that reminder I wrote on top of the hundredths place. 0.01. H is my answer. Okay. 2 more problems on this page. Number 5. The counter shows the number of rainbow trout grown at a fish hatchery last year. Oh, there's my counter. What is the value of the digit 9 in this number? Again, they were pretty nice to me here. The number is nice and big, so I can actually put my place value chart around it. They even gave me boxes so I can make sure it stays lined up. I know we'd start with the ones. Ones, tens, hundreds. What place value comes after the hundreds? Who can tell me? Ones, tens, hundreds, and then what? Kylie?
The thousands.
The thousands. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. What comes after the thousands? You can tell me what would be next. Violet? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands.
10,000s.
10,000. Okay. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Messiah, what's next?
100,000.
100,000.
So I'm giving you a heads up about your
Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000. What is next? Noah?
You already said 100,000.
Yep. What would be next, Noah? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, 100,000. Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
Okay, it starts with an M.
A million.
Million. And after the million, what comes next? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, a million, and then Christopher. What's next? What would be my next one, Christopher? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, million. It's okay. Tell me, what place value would be next? What would be next, Christopher? The place value. We've already said ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. Then what? $10 million. And they want us to focus on the 9. The 9 is in what place value? Kylie, the 9 is in what place value? It's in the millions place. So my answer needs to say 9 million. A says 9,000. B says 90 million. Close, but not what I want. D says 90,000. D says not here. Well, I checked A, I checked B, I checked C, and it wasn't there. So my answer should be D, not here. We'll see, Chase. A new convention center has a capacity to seat 33,000 people. 33,000. Which statement about the underlined digit is true in this numeral? Hey, we saw a problem like this yesterday. They wrote it for us, nice and big. I can make my place value chart around it. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. They want us to focus on this underlined one. I'm going to put a little arrow on top of the underlined 3. If I look at my answer choices, they're asking me to compare place values. Again, we talked about problems like this yesterday. When we compare place values, the place value is either going to be a bigger place value or a smaller place value. If the place value is bigger, who can tell me how much bigger is the place value going to be? What's the only answer that I should accept, or the only answer that I should use when I'm comparing a bigger place value? Kylie?
Wait, what'd you say?
What is the only answer if my place value is bigger? How much bigger is it going to be?
10 times.
10 times bigger. What about if it's smaller, though? It's not 10 times smaller. What would it be? Jadine?
Ten less?
There's a 10 somewhere in there, but it's not just 10 less.
It's 1 over 10, right?
Yep, 1 over 10, 1/10. Well, those are the only two answers I should look at. So really quickly, I'm going to look at my answer choices, and if I don't see 10 times or 1/10, crossing it out. 1/10, 30 times, no. 10 times, that's okay. This one says none of the above, so I have to check them first. Let's see if they're true. F, it is 1/10 of the value of the 3 on the right. So this is the 3 they're asking about. Is the underlined 3 1/10? Is it smaller than the other 3? Kylie, is it smaller?
No, it's bigger.
No, it's bigger. So this is what I should be looking for. Let's check answer choice H. Its value is 10 times greater than the value of the 3 on the right. 3? Kylie, earlier you told me that it was bigger. We said we're looking for 10 times. Does this have 10 times?
Yes.
Yep. So my answer is H, because J says none of the above, but I did find one of them that's true. So remember, anytime you're comparing place values, those are the only two answer choices that you should really look at. 10 times means that it's bigger. 1/10 means that it's smaller. And since we had the bigger place value today, we needed it to say 10